Strictly music, only music, and nothing else. And today we're going to get into some more industry terms and terminology, just like we did with the 360 deal video. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and check it out. Now, today I'll be getting into another term that you guys may have heard and or may be familiar with. I'm going to start out with the more common terms, and then over time we're going to get deeper and deeper into these industry terms and terminology. So what are we going to be discussing today? Today we're going to be discussing the term known as blackballed. Now, what does it mean to be blackballed from the industry? To be blackballed from the industry, it means to be ostracized, banned, or when industry individuals outside of yourself just make it overall harder for you to function and work and cope within the industry space. And we do see that happening now with things like the P. Diddy trial, for example. So what happens when you're blackballed? So first we have to discuss the different types of blackballing. Blackballing may not be a complete removal from the industry. Artists that are at a higher level, they often can't be completely phased out of the industry so easily. So there's about maybe two to three different types of blackball. I like to think that there are two distinct types of blackballing. The first one is when you're phased out of the industry completely, unable to find work, unable to find deals, unable to find endorsements. And the second is when they just make it harder for you. So you may be able to find work, you may be able to still find endorsements, but they just make it harder for you. And we've seen that take place with artists like Mr. Kanye West when he made his comments. He was a soft blackball, which I refer to as when they make it harder, and then they have the overall blackball when you're completely phased out. So what does it mean to be blackballed, and are there any solutions to it? So we went over the meaning already. It's to be ostracized out of the industry, or when the industry individuals outside of yourself make it overall harder to cope and work within the industry space. Now, can it be reversed? Yes. The answer is yes. We seen this a while ago with artists like DaBaby when he made his comments on stage, not to rehash that, but just as an example. And he reversed the blackballing when he recanted his statements. Now, when you recant your statements or when you recant your actions, if your actions are in a space or you have the ability to recant them, when you do so, it may reverse the blackballing. Now, there are a few different things that can trigger a blackball. It can be an industry blackball, or it can just be something that overall individual in the industry does not want you to have any work or any shine. So when you get someone of an industry status that's high enough and powerful enough, they have the ability oftentimes to press a button with execs and make it harder for the little guys. And you may see that with artists that have yet to reach a certain level, that kind of step outside of their space and step on the toes of some powerful individuals, and then they go ahead and put the black ball in motion. Now, you see this a lot with the P. Diddy trials, and this is an interesting black ball because he is at the highest level of the music industry, but he's also experiencing what we would consider a harder version of the black ball effect. A complete phase out is what's attempting to be done to him just because of the actions and his legal troubles. Now, some of the most prominent reasons for a blackball are legal troubles, controversial statements and or ideologies, and upsetting powerful individuals with the ability to do so. In the case of the P. Diddy trial, he has legal troubles. Now, legal troubles will prevent you from doing a lot of things. Famously, the artist known as Chief Keef was blackballed from award shows because of his ideology and occasionally his legal trouble. Kanye West has a soft blackball due to his ideologies and his overall marketing tactics that the industry may not agree with. So, can a blackball be reversed? Yes. But artists that are often blackballed or find themselves to be blackballed from the industry, they often don't want to reverse it. They stand firm in their ideologies and beliefs, and that causes them to kind of phase out of the industry in extreme cases, or we just overall see a lot less of them But these artists are usually strong-willed and strong-minded, and majority of them stand firm on their belief, their ideology, or if they have legal troubles, a lot of them continue to get into trouble. We see that a lot with artists like NBA YoungBoy. He famously made a song called Blackballed because he felt like he was being blackballed from the industry, and even though he is one of the most streamed artists of all time, and he was in the top 5 streamed artists on Spotify last year, and he has multiple accolades, he just cannot stay out of legal trouble long enough to reap the full benefit of his success, and he stands firm on his beliefs, his ideology, and he's consistently in legal trouble, so he remains blackballed. So even an artist as successful as him on a commercial setting, we will not see his success because the industry continues to soft blackball him, and it may not change again because the only way to reverse a blackball is to recant your statements and or actions, and certain artists are very, very deep in their niche. And in an artist like NBA YoungBoy's case, he has no reason to recant his statements or actions. He's still successful at the highest level. The only reason to recant his statements or actions would be for personal gain and or personal mental stability and refreshment and or enrichment, not for the benefit of the industry. So as we see an example of a attempt at a complete phase out or a complete blackballing with the P. Diddy trials, this is more than a ample or opportune time for me to go ahead and discuss the industry terminology that is known as blackballed. So get in the comments, like, comment, subscribe, drop some other artists that may have been blackballed from the industry in the past and they managed to recant their statements and or actions and find favor in the industry, and drop some artists that are blackballed and have been so since the blackball occurred, some artists that are still blackballed and have remained blackballed for a long time, because I may have missed some. Strictly Music, only music and nothing else. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what industry terms or terminologies you want me to dive into next. Again, we're going to be scaling this up slowly. We're going to start with terms that you may have heard or terms that you may know, and then we're going to increase these terminologies and get deeper over time. Strictly music, only music and nothing else. Like, comment, subscribe, and get at me.